3, 2, 1, live. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the SparkCast. So, you guys have already noticed a little difference in today's show. Zach is usually the one introing the show. This is not a normal SparkCast. This is something new that we're going to start doing. It's going to be called, I think it's going to be called a SparkCast. I was thinking about the name this morning, but I think SparkCast, is fitting, right? Because it's going to be a mini 5 to 10 minute show. It's going to be the basis, and it's going to be either Zach or I by ourselves, and it's going to be ideas that come to us during the weekend, little rants that we want to plug. So SparkCast, spark is what starts the fire, right? It's not the full fire. It's just a little spark, and I think it'll be good to give you guys a spark throughout the week. So we'll still have our normal 1 to 2 full shows a week, 30 to 60 minutes. But on top of that, we'll have the SparkCast. So it's Sunday morning, just woke up. About to get into my work. I slept in today. Got some extra Z's, which felt great. Got a really busy Sunday. Sundays are my busiest day, which kind of gave me the idea for this show. So, the topic of today's show, without any further ado, I want to keep this in under 6 minutes long is my goal. I'm about to get some steak and eggs in me. The topic of today's show, though, is the weekend is the ultimate separator. Zach and I had a show about this a few months back where we talked about it being it's such a difference in business, right? So, I wanted to talk about how it applies to multiple facets of life, though. For example, let's start with dieting. We've all been there. I get it all the time from people. I just can't lose weight. I'm doing great Monday through Friday. I kind of get real lenient on the weekends, and the weight's not coming off. I'm like, well, dude, you're probably eating everything on the weekend, because if you're really strict during the week, by the time the weekend comes around, and I'm just speaking from personal experience, it's like, well, I know I earned it. I think I deserved it, so I'm just going to kind of eat whatever on the weekends. And on Monday, you got to go back to being strict, so you stuff yourself. You overly binge because throughout the week you're not going to be able to have any cheat meals. I just don't think that's the most productive way to go. I don't think people realize how much the weekends can set them back. Weight loss wise, for example, it's just unbelievable. No matter how clean your 5 days were, if you have those 2 bad days and just eat, whatever, it's going to set you back tremendously, and it may set you back more than you're actually progressing. So you're actually probably maybe gaining weight each week, depending on how hard you're eating. So I did a video. If you guys want to go to my YouTube, I have a video on how to properly do cheat meals, in my opinion. It's all opinion based, of course, right? There's no true proper way, but working with over 100 people online with all my clients the past year, this is the way that I've found to be the best. And this is a little bit of an overview of the video. Check out the full video though on my YouTube. It's my strategy is to basically do scheduled cheat meals like midweek and then on the weekends. So let's say Tuesday night and Friday night, or Wednesday night and Saturday night, and keeping them to cheat meals instead of cheat days. There's a lot of different benefits to it, so check out the video. But one of the huge benefits is that you're not going to overly binge, because you know what I mean. When you have the lean, so you have a full day, we're human. It's probably going to happen that you're just going to end up eating everything. Sipping on some BCAAs. So, weight loss wise, like I said, if you're trying to drop that weight within a certain period of time, cut those weekend cheat days out, and you will be blown away with the progress that you make. It will be unbelievable. It's going to be astounding with how much more weight you're dropping every single week and every few weeks. Because if you're doing an extra couple thousand calories each weekend, that's really adding up over time. It's compounding. So, if you're trying to clean up your diet, cut out the fucking bullshit weekends. Now, how does it apply to, let's say, business, for example? Let's see. Let's give an example here. Let's say this is a guy that's working a normal 9-to-5 job. He hates it though. He wants to get into his own business. He has an idea of what he wants to do. He has a really great business plan. He knows it's going to sell. He just got to find the time to do it. Well, during the week, let's say he's got kids too, for example. Let's say he's got 2 or 3 kids. On the weekdays, throughout the week, those kids, that family, takes a lot of time. I mean, let's say he's got to leave the house at 7 a.m. every day and doesn't get home till 5 something. And then he's got to go watch the kids at practice. So he gets home at 7 or 8 every night. Then he's got to have dinner with the family. So by the time 9 rolls around, he finally has some free time. So maybe between 9 and 10 and maybe until like 1 a.m., he's got time to apply to his own game, let's call it. But that's not a whole lot of time. That's 3 hours a day throughout the week, which it'll compound if he does it every single day. But on the weekends, he's going to have a lot more time, right? And I'm not recommending on the weekends to only do your own thing. I still think if you have have the kids and the family, you still need to apply a lot of time to that, of course, right? But even if you do spend a ton of time with the kids and family on the weekend, you're still going to have an astronomical amount of time to apply to your own game. Let's say you're able to apply 5 hours on Saturday, 5 hours on Sunday. that you weren't applying before, because on the weekends you kind of just use that as relaxation. Again, it comes back to the same idea as the dieting. Well, I worked really hard during the week. The weekends are going to be my relaxation, right? I earned it. But if you can flip that switch and change that mindset to thinking, okay, well, I gotta get ahead of the pack on the weekends, because the weekends is the ultimate separator. And it really is, though, because if you can apply that 5 to 10 hours on the weekends, let's say 5 hours Saturday, 5 hours Sunday, every single weekend, which is 10 hours. It may not seem like a lot in one week period, but just over 1 month's time, that's an extra 40 hours of time applied to your game. Over 2 months' time, it's an extra 80 hours. Now think about 6 months, 12 months. So within 12 months, you may be able to totally get out of your 9-to-5 job and be doing your own thing with your own business, while still obviously paying all the bills and keeping everything going with the family, because you can't just totally drop the job and blah, 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 and go into your own thing with kids and whatnot to have to pay for it. Yeah, so if you can, man, it's tough, right? Because everyone wants to have that weekend, and you can still have that free time on the weekend. 5 hours a day on Saturday and Sunday is not that much. So flip that switch. If you really want to get out of that 9-to-5 job, it's going to make a massive difference. The weekend is the ultimate separator, not only in diet, not only in business, but many, many facets of life. Just eclipsed the 6-minute mark today, though. Like I said, guys, we're going to be doing at least 1 or 2 of these a week in between the normal Firecast. Let us know what you think. As always, we appreciate you guys. Much love. I'm about to go crush these steak and eggs and get to work. Peace.